We're at St James Park, home of Brackley Town, where the Bucks have managed to get a point in a 1-1 draw with Brackley this afternoon. I have manager Rob Edwards with me. Rob, I do imagine that you're disappointed to concede late on, but overall probably very pleased with the defensive performance?
Yeah, I think second half. I thought first half we more than matched them and looked every bit as good as them with the ball and really tested them. Second half, inevitably, the mindset is we're protecting and we're 1-0 up. They've got a game to get back into, and they start piling on the pressure. We had to make 1 or 2 adjustments, and yeah, disappointed to not keep them out for the full 51 minutes of that second half. But at the same time, delighted with the players' work ethic and effort, and I think it was a fair result in the end.
Yeah, similar in some ways, I think, to in the performance against Blythe on Tuesday night, in that you've gone, up against a team that's towards the top of the league and pretty much matched them, would you say?
Yeah, well, I think definitely first half, and then we tried to make 1 or 2 adjustments at half time, and they were still able to get out a little bit. The centre backs were able to sort of overload us out wide. Centre backs stepping right in high, and we had to try and adjust it a little bit. And then by adjusting it, we invited a lot of pressure then, and we knew that was going to be the case, but we had to try and block it up in those wide areas. So we knew it was going to be a little bit more backs to the wall then and have to defend. But we still had the threat there on the counter-attack with Marcus and Elliot and John Marsden, but we weren't able to really make any of those half counter-attacks count. We were just then hoping really to try and see the game out at 1-0. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do so. But I've just said to the players in there, from where we've come from at the beginning of the season, where we lost 3-1 at home, and Brackley, I thought, looked the better team. I thought for the first half today there was not really anything in it, and then second half I thought we defended manfully. So I think we've grown a lot in that short space of time from when we played them the first game. So that's really pleasing, because we're a young group that's growing and developing, and they're a group that's probably been together have been together a little bit longer. They've been building, and they're almost there, like ready now. And we've got to aspire to get there, and it's good that we're building to try and do that.
Sure, okay. I mean, there was a lot of pressure in the second half, but not too many clear-cut opportunities for them. That must be pleasing. Yeah,
it is. I thought Jazz made a couple of fantastic saves. Full credit to him. But you're right, we limited them to, either long-range efforts or we got blocks on shots, and that was important. We spoke a lot about that because you have to do it coming away to one of the best teams in the league. And yeah, it was just disappointing to concede in that sort of fashion. We'd got a great block from the corner. I think Aaron Simpson got a great block in, and then it was the second phase of that corner. So, they're piling in the bodies. But, we learn from it. We want to improve. We want to come away and then, and win these games. That's where we want to get to, in time. But we've got to realise where we're at the moment, and there's progress.
Yeah, okay. Players obviously disappointed with the result, and in some ways that
I wouldn't say disappointed with the result. No. I think conceding late, but we've come away to a top team, and we've got a good point. If I'm Salford, I come away to Brackley, I'd probably take a point.
Yeah,
I'd want to win, but I'd probably take a point. If you're being realistic, we all want to win. Let's get that right. We all want to win, but let's be realistic at the moment. We've come away to Brackley and got a point. So I think the players will look back on it and think, okay, to concede with 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, whatever it was, in terms of with the time added on, be disappointed, but let's not be disheartened, because there's a lot of positives today.
Sure, and obviously a point here today gives you a platform going into those games over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah, it certainly does, because we know we've got some really hard games coming up, and that gives us some momentum in the league now. A win against Tamworth, however long ago, about a year ago, whenever that was, and then a point today. They're 2 really good results, and what we're going to try and do is build on that. You're right, Kidderminster, there'll be a few there, and wanting to be entertained. So we're looking forward to that challenge.
Sure. Is it the belief that it sends to sort of like building the squad more so than you're aware of their ability, but it's that knowing that they can come to a place like this and get a result?
Yeah, it's really pleasing, because we've been working a lot on the other side of the game. More recently, we're well aware that there's 2 sides to the game, and there's a lot of sides to the game really, but there's with the ball or without the ball, and there's a lot in between as well. And we've been focusing on organisation and trying to be better without that ball. I think we've shown that again today, as we did on Tuesday against Blythe. I thought in the first half we looked a real threat again against a good team. Second half, not as much, but we showed that organisation, that desire without the ball to compete, to keep that ball out of our net. Now they got one, but Brackley don't concede many. They've conceded 6, now 7, I think, all season here at home. So, look, it's a good result today. It's a good result.
So good positive messages taken to Christmas then.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Thanks.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks very much for your time. Very Merry Christmas and happy birthday for
Yeah,
Monday
thanks,
as well.
Thanks for reminding me of that. Yeah, cheers. Happy Christmas, everyone. Have a good one.
Cheers, Rob. Thank you.
Cheers.